Hi guys, this video is to demonstrate how to do notebook sample number 8, which is, if you can see in this sample, we have two darts. We have our waist dart and a side dart. So you'll start with your basic sloper, where we have our one waist dart, and that's still here, but we're moving the dart to the side and keeping the waist dart and keeping the fit. We're not changing the fit. We're not making it smaller or bigger. So think about that. I mean, can you first of all think how we would move this waist dart to the side dart? Hopefully by the notebook samples we've done so far, you can think of two different ways to do it. One using slash and spread, another using the pivotal turn method. But how can we do that and still leave a dart here? So what you're basically doing is you're moving just part of this extra space. If I measure it, it's around 2.5 inches. So this dart is going to be smaller. The space between these two dart legs will be closer together, but there'll still be space, and we'll transfer some of the extra space over here. So when you're finished, it'll look something like this. So a smaller waist dart and then a dart over here, okay? Okay, so step one is to trace our front pattern, and we're gonna cross mark where we want our side dart location, and we're going back to the slash and spread method. So we're gonna draw a slash line to the bust point. That's level with center front bust section. Okay, so basically we're drawing our slash line of where we want our new side dart to come. And we need to draw the slash line to the bust point, not to the dart point. Okay, so here I go. Okay. This is where I'm going to put my side dart. And of course, in order to get our sloper to match the sloper in the book, I need to redraw my dart legs so that they meet at the dart point. I'm using pencil today. I'm worried you can't see it. Hold on. This is our bust point. And then I'm gonna draw my new design line here for my side dart, just straight across. This is subjective. This is where a designer can choose where they want the side dart. Okay, now I need to cut out my sloper so that I can get it in working mode. Okay, my pattern is cut out, it's in working mode. So now I'm going to cut my design line. I'm gonna slash it. I'm cutting to, but not through my bust point. Awesome. Now, in the past, we would close our dart, but this time we're only gonna close it halfway. Okay. I should probably mark my pieces like the book. So there's an A right here, a B, and an X right there, and this is our center front. Okay, so we're gonna draw a square line on a piece of paper. So I'm gonna square it off. Okay. We're going to place our center front on this line with our front waist touching the corner. So our front waist is touching the corner, and we want our center front on the line. Okay. We're going to close our waist dart until X touches our square line. Okay, there we are. I'll just kind of... Okay. Now we're going to trace and mark our bust point. Okay. Now we can remove our sloper. Oops, my leg broke off. Here's our bust point. Now we're going to center the waist dart 3/4 inch from the bust. So normally we've been doing 5/8, so we're actually moving it a little bit further this time. We are working on the half scale. What is half of 3/4? So I'm going to use my ruler to get 3 little boxes, 1, 2, 3, or else it's 6 of those little 16th lines. And then that's going to be my dart point for sewing. And for the side one, they said 1 1/4 inch from the bust point. And they don't really talk about why. They just tell us to do it. So, okay, so 1, and in the picture, in the illustration, it actually says 3/4 to 1 1/2. So I suppose during your fitting is when you could really decide if your dart point needs to be sewn closer to the bust or not, just depending how it's fitting your model. So anyways, that's also a dart point. We have 2 dart points, but only 1 bust point, okay? We'll never have more than 1 bust point on a half size of a sloper. Now I'm drawing in my dart legs. Okay. And now I'm going to fold my darts and add all of my seam allowance and label my pattern and sew up the sample fit. Okay, when you go to cut out your sloper so that you can add seam allowance, don't forget to leave enough paper to close your darts. Because they are so small, the book is recommending we do the method of folding our darts to add seam allowance instead of adding seam allowance directly to each dart leg. So in order to do that, you want to fold your dart leg. Again, remember, this was notebook sample number 2. We're going to fold it closed, okay? And then we're going to cut that. I have my excess pointing down. We can get a tracing wheel and mark it. I'm actually just going to go ahead and cut it. So then we have the point, which is hard to see against the white paper, I do realize. See how we got that little pointed shape for our dart? Do this one too. And so, you know, this dart, if I was gonna sew this sloper to another pattern piece, I should also add seam allowance at the bottom, but I'm actually only gonna be sewing the darts closed, so I don't technically need seam allowance, but if I wanted to add my seam allowance, now might be a great time to do that. I would write 1/2 inch seam allowance so that I knew that, and then I could cut it as well. So then we get our little pointed carrot, and yeah. And then you'll just finish labeling it as well.